Alright guys, we are back after all the drama with our first phone. So let's go ahead and get this guy unboxed. This is one that you guys asked about, the Huawei Y9 Prime that I should check out. And it's a very interesting phone. I got it on eBay for around $239. You can get it on Amazon as well for that price. So I really like this phone. It's got the full display. This is the base model, 64 gigs, 4 gigabytes of RAM. We'll read off all these specs in a bit, but let's go ahead and get this guy open. It is GSM, and it is unlocked, of course. I really like the box on here. I like the color and the fonts and stuff. So we have the phone right here. This is the green version. Let's just put that to the side real quick. See what we have in the box, and looks like we actually got some stuff this time. We got these SIM remover manuals. Oh yeah, that's what I said. So they give you a case, which I love. So I love when the companies give you cases, even though it's a little gel skin case. Now this has a little opening at the top, so it's not like the OnePlus 7 Pro's case where they just have it cut out. You have this whole, thing open, but pretty nice case. It's nice that they give you one. We get headphones with this as well, and these headphones do have a mic on it as well. Charging brick, and of course we got USB Type-C. So very nice. You get a lot of good stuff with this phone. Alright, so we got this guy out of the plastic, and as you can see, this is the green color, but it actually kind of looks blue-ish from what the camera is picking up, but it's actually green, and it's kind of like a two-tone design. It's got a beautiful weight. I mean, it feels very solid, like a premium smartphone for $236. A fingerprint scanner on the back, triple camera setup, flash, and let's go ahead and get this off. So we got the USB Type-C at the bottom, the single firing speaker, and the headphone jack, which is awesome. Yeah, this is a very nice feeling phone. So we got Huawei logo, power button, volume rockers, and nothing on the side. And this phone does have that pop-up camera up here. So let's go ahead and boot this guy up, see if we get any juice. Alright, so let's go ahead and put the information in, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, let's go ahead and run down the official specs for this phone, because they're pretty impressive, even though it's missing a couple of things. But you got an IPS LCD display, which actually looks very nice, colorful, and vibrant. It is a 6.59-inch display, so pretty big display, full screen, no notch. It is a 1080p display, 391 for the PPI, so it's a very sharp looking display. So you do have the Kirin 710F processor along with the Mali G51 GPU. So this is pretty much, kind of a, budget phone, mid-range, kind of in the spec department. 64 gigs of storage, 4 gigs of RAM. You also have micro SD support up to 1 terabyte, which is awesome. So you can put plenty of stuff on this device. So you do have that triple camera setup on here. So it is a 16 megapixel wide, an 8 megapixel ultra wide, and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. It shoots in 1080p for the video, and the motorized pop-up camera is a 16 megapixel. And just to show you, it's very, very smooth. Very smooth. On par with the OnePlus 7, it just feels solid when it's popping up, or it sounds solid at least. Also, Bluetooth 5.0 is on deck. You do have USB Type-C, the fingerprint scanner on the back, so it does not have a built-in fingerprint scanner, which some people care, some people don't mind. Like, I don't mind as long as it works fast. I really don't care which one it has, even though, of course, the, built-in one looks cooler, of course, but, it's not like a big deal for me. And here's the nice thing with this phone. You have a 4,000 milliamp battery, so I'm excited to see how battery life will perform on this guy. So it's very nice. It's a nice design. I actually really like the screen, and one of the things I love about Huawei phones is the UI. I really love the UI. Just getting into the settings and stuff, it's very simple. But let's go ahead and check out the display a little bit more. Now the display on here is beautiful, even though it's an IPS display. Yes, it's not going to have as good as colors as an AMOLED display, but this is a very nice display. Viewing angles are really nice. The screen is not washing out or anything like that. And if you have a full screen display, you know, you're winning. You don't have to deal with a notch or anything like that. Yeah, the bezels are a little bigger on here when you compare it to like the OnePlus 7 Pro, but it's definitely, I'm not complaining for that $200 price point. But as you can see, very nice display to watch videos on, because that's mostly what I do on my phones. I don't do a lot of gaming. Like I said, I always say I'm a light user, so a no notch display is an automatic win. Now you only have one single speaker on here, so let's go ahead and check that out. Turn it all the way up. So that's not bad. It's actually pretty punchy. Have I heard louder speakers? Yes, I think the LG G7, it has the loudest one single speaker. Nothing has beaten that so far, but this is very nice, very punchy. Alright, let's go ahead and go through the UI. So we slide to the left, we have Google Now, which I absolutely love. I feel like all phones should have this. It's very useful to get certain news articles based on what you watch. In the UI overall is very nice. The icons look really good. That's one of the reasons I love it. So I just really love this UI that they have on here. So if you scroll down to the or to go to the dock, we have the navigation dock, eye comfort, wireless projection, ride mode, screenshot, everything you will want. Ultra power saving mode. This dock right here is like basically a little virtual button, so it shows you kind of how to use it. I don't really like it, so I really don't use it. As you can see, you can slide over and play with it, but you know, I just prefer to leave it off. Screen recorder, I really love that that's on there as well. And we go into settings. Let's go to display. So they have magazine lock, which it shows a bunch of different wallpapers. You can go ahead and add your own if you want to, which is very nice. So I really like that feature. We have all your themes on here. So they have HUAWEI's themes on here, so you can go ahead if you want to choose that. But I love that magazine lock. Very awesome. You have your show step count, home screen style. You can change it from the drawer to the swipe. We also have lock screen signature, so if I want to add something to the lock screen for it to say something like my number, if I lose the phone or something, you can do that as well. So if we go to display, color and temperature is on vivid, so we're just going to leave that alone. Looks really good. And screen resolution, it was on smart, but you can put it on the full HD, so it'll be on that all the time instead of switching. And then we have the full screen display. So you can go ahead and optimize certain apps, and we have a screensaver, display device, carrier, all that good stuff, sounds, apps, battery. So here's what the battery settings look like: performance mode, power saving mode, ultra power saving mode, app launch, and then we have the battery usage and all that good stuff. Very standard stuff. Power intensive app, stay connected when, and what is this? We can show our battery icon, so if you want to show that there, we can. I usually like to leave it off. Digital balance and smart assistant, pretty much all standard stuff. So we can't use the pop-up camera to unlock the device. So far I'm not seeing that. We can only use the screen. We can only use the fingerprint scanner or the password. So that is off of here. So as you can see, you do have a couple of settings. Touch and hold the fingerprint sensor to answer a call. Stop alarm, you can use it for that. Notification panel, you can just swipe it to get down. So you can do a bunch of different gestures when viewing photos. Swipe left or right on the fingerprint sensor to you know, basically scroll. So we have that on here. And yeah, so I don't see it anywhere. We have app lock and safe, so I don't see that, so that kind of sucks. So you don't have that on here, but I guess the pop-up camera isn't rated for that many pop-ups, or they don't feel comfortable with you doing that, just like on the Bold M1. So for more sound settings, we can mess with these sound settings. A pop-up, retract camera. So I had turned that on, vibrate the touch. So let's see what it sounds like now. So it makes a little robot sound. Very cool. Now I want to show you guys the camera application. So as you can see, we have photo, video mode, portrait, We have the night, which I will check out in the full review, and then we have aperture. So basically it just adjusts the blur, as you can see. So we have that, so I'll test all that out in the full review. I did snap a few photos, but we have the pro mode on here, slow mode, panorama, the AR lens, light painting, HDR, time lapse, moving picture, filter, and then we have these stickers. So I want to show you guys the photos, and we're going to start off with the back camera. So just from my first impressions, this camera does have Gcam, and I will test that out and show you guys what that looks like. But so far, as you can see, the cameras are pretty nice on here for this $200 price range. I'm not complaining at all. The G8 had the worst camera in the $200 price range for some reason, but this is very nice, very sharp, as you can see again with this one. As you can see, very nice, very sharp, lots of detail. It just took some awesome photos. Like I said, I'm going to take it outside and do a little bit more, but as you can see, very nice photos. Color looks right, everything is nice. As you can see, it's got that wide angle lens, so look at that, boom. I got a lot more content in the photo. It's pretty decent right here. When I was in front of the light, it kind of struggled with the lighting. But as you can see, I kind of backed out, and as you can see, I got a better photo. I tried to turn the brightness down so you guys can see. As you can see, kind of better photo here, but kind of struggled when there's like a lot of light beaming. But like I said, I'll take it outside and I'll mess with it some more. Now, as far as bloatware, there's not a whole bunch of bloatware on this phone. As you can see, Booking.com, I didn't install that. It comes with Facebook, didn't install that, and then you have all the HUAWEI stuff, which I don't consider bloatware. So there wasn't a whole bunch of bloatware on this phone, just that booking thing, but that's pretty much it. So it's pretty much bloatware free, except for, you know, one application, I think. Now, as far as gaming on this phone, it's pretty nice, you know, gaming on a full screen display, but you know, I'll do a gaming test playing PUBG, Call of Duty Mobile, of course, you guys know how it is. And yeah, so we're just gonna find out. But so far, plays games really smooth. Just the little games that I've been testing out, and I'm just doing horrible at this. But yeah, so it looks really nice, like I said. So I'm just gonna have to test out more games. So be sure to subscribe, hit that bell to be able to see that. So my first impressions, I really love it. Reminds me of just a more updated P20 Lite. You know, with a really big display, a better display, no notch. The cameras are pretty nice, more updated, and yeah, just the UI, I'm pretty sure this eventually will get the Android 10. So very nice device, very nice screen at a really good price. You know, is it missing a couple things? Yes, but we will get into that in the review. But I'm going to be testing battery life, the cameras, everything with this phone. So be sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.